Hello and welcome to our today's lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to work on exercise 12.3 of Cambridge Primary Mathematics Workbook 3. And this exercise is about calculating with fractions. And before starting to solve the questions, I would like to thank all the 4,000 subscribers for subscribing and learning with Teacher Rohullah. And there are two vocabularies or words which are given here. The first one is original and the other one is reduced. Original and reduced, when it comes to the numbers or to an amount, original is the actual amount of something. And when it is talking about the reduced, for example, if the price of something is $12, when we reduce it, let's say by 10%, this is called reduced. When we reduce the price by 10%, it's called reduced. We made the price a bit less than the original price. This is what it means by original and reduced. Let's now jump into the questions. In question 1, it says, what addition is shown on this diagram? If you see the shading, we have 3 1/10ths which are shaded in light gray, and 2 others which are shaded in dark gray. So in this case, we can say that the fractions which are added here are 3/10 plus 2/10, because 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 is giving us 3/10, and the shading shows that this is 3/10, and the other 2 which are shaded in dark gray show that it is 2/10. So because the denominators are the same, we keep the same denominator and just add the numerator, which is 2 and 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. The answer that we get is 5/10. It is 5/10. Now, if it requires simplification, we can divide both the numerator and the denominator by the same number, and that same number is 5. So this one also divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. This is the simplest form of the answer as we added these two. It means we have added a fraction bar which is having 10 equal pieces, and we have added 5 of them. We have added 5 of them, or 1/2 of them. Well, we are done with question 1. Let's now go to question 2. In question 2, it says, complete the numerators to make this calculation correct. Find 3 different answers. Find 3 different answers. So in all 3 parts, part A, part B, and part C, we see that the denominators are the same, which are 5, and we have to find 3 different calculations. So for the first one, I will write 1/5 plus 2/5. 1/5 plus 2/5 will be equal to 3/5. This is one of the answers that we can write. And the other one that we can write is 2/5 plus 3/5 equals 5/5. Because the denominators are the same, we kept the same denominator and we just added the numerators. Well, in part C also we have the same denominator, so we can write 2/5, or let's write a different number. We can write 1/5 plus 1/5 equals 2/5. So we got 3 different answers. For part A, we found 3/5. For part B, we found 5/5. And for part C, we found 2/5. So this question is also solved. Let me scroll down to move to question 3. In question 3, it says, what subtraction is shown on this diagram? What subtraction is shown on this diagram? As we see the shaded part, the total number of the shaded part is showing 8/10. 8/10. But the ones which are crossed means they are subtracted. And the one which is shown here, which is 3/10, is the result of the subtraction. So in this case, we can write 8/10. How many are crossed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. minus 5/10 will be equal to 3/10 that we have over here in its room. Well, question 3 is also solved. Let's go to question 4. In question 4, it says, a television program lost 1/3 of an hour. 1/3 of an hour. How many minutes is that? You know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. 1 hour is 60 minutes. So we can write 1/3 of 60 minutes. 1/3 of 60 minutes. Why? Because 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Is equal to 60 minutes. So now, if we divide 60 minutes into 3 equal parts, each one will be 20 minutes. Each one will be 20 minutes, which is the answer to our question. It says, how many minutes is that? If it is 1/3 of 60 minutes, so the answer is 20 minutes. We are done with this question as well. Let's scroll down to move to the next question. In question 5, it says, use diagrams or fraction strips to help you complete each calculation. Estimate before you calculate. Draw a ring around your estimates. So for each one of the questions, we have some options for estimating. Here it says 2/3 plus 1/3 will be equal to less than 1/2, equal to 1/2, or more than 1/2. 2/3 plus 1/3 will be more than 1/2. Why? Because if we add 1 and 2, it is 3. 3/3, which is equal to 1. So we can write 2/3 plus 1/3 is equal to 3/3. How can we show using diagrams or fraction strips? Because it says use diagrams or fraction strips. I can show it here. If we have one whole of something, this is the whole, and we cut that into 3 equal parts because we have thirds over here. If this is 2/3 and this one is 1/3, here we have 2/3 and here this one is 1/3. 1/3. If we add together, all of them will give us 3/3. All of them will give us 3/3, which is more than 1/2. Why? Because 3/3 is equal to 1. We see that 3/3 is showing the whole of something, or the whole number, or the whole diagram. Part A is solved. Let's go on part B. In part B, we have 1 minus 5/5. 1 minus 5/5. Let me draw a diagram here also. In this diagram, we have 5 equal parts. We have 5 equal parts. 1 means one whole part of it. One whole part of it. And 5/5, it means we have taken all 5 of them. 1/5, here 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5. This shows 5/5. If we subtract 5/5 out of one whole part, it will give us 0. If it will give us 0, and this is less than 1/2. It is less than 1/2. According to the estimation, it is less than 1/2. Why? Because the answer here is 0. How can we find it? How can we know that 1 minus 5/5 is 0? 1 can be written as 5/5. And 5/5 minus 5/5 is equal to 0. We can change 1 to 5/5 as it's shown in this diagram. So we are done estimating part A and part B and also solving it. Let me scroll a bit down. In part C, it says 1/10 plus another fraction equals any other fraction. So now if we put 3 here, suppose we put 3 here, we know 1/10 plus 3/10 will be equal to an answer. In that answer, if we estimate, will be equal to or will be less than 1/2. Less than 1/2, I will show how. If a diagram is having 10 equal parts, having 10 equal parts, and this is 1/10 of it, and we have to shed another 3/10. I will shed this way, 1/10, 2/10, and 3/10. So 1/10 plus this 3/10. How many tens are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it should be 6 because 4 out of 10 are taken, and another 6/10 are left, which give us an answer less than 1/2. Why? Because 1/10 plus 3/10 is equal to 4/10. So in this case, we can see that the answer is less than 1/2 because it is showing only 4 out of 10 equal parts. 4 out of 10 equal parts. So in part D, we have 1/2 minus 1/4 equals a number. 1/2 minus 1/4. Because the diagram does not work well here, I will use a fraction strip. In a fraction strip, if we have one whole like this is one whole, this is showing one whole of something. If we then cut that into halves, each one will be 1/2. Each one will be 1/2. And if we cut that into 4 equal parts, which is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. Now it says 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, which is until here. Let me shade it. This is 1/2. 1/2 minus 1/4. To solve such type of fractions which are not having the same denominator, we have to change the denominator or make the denominators the same, which is becoming like fractions. We see that 1/2 is equivalent or showing the same part as 2/4. Same part as 2/4, which is shown here. This is showing 2/4, which is equal to 1/2. So in place of 1/2, we can write 2/4 minus 1/4. Now we can simply estimate what can the answer be. The answer is less than 1/2. The answer is less than 1/2. Why? Because if we now subtract it, we will get 1/4, which is less than 1/2. Why? It can be shown here. This part here is showing 1/4. This 1/4 is less than 1/2 because until here it's 1/2. This is 1/2, and the answer, which is 1/4, is only showing here this part. This is now less than 1/2, so we estimated the right way. Well, question 5 is also solved. Let me scroll down to move to question 6. In question 6, it says, find all the possible solutions for this calculation. All the possible solutions for this calculation. Because it says find all the possible solutions, we can start with 0. We can start with 0. If we write here 0/3, as I said, if we have a whole of something and it's cut into 3 equal parts, if we want to show the whole as a fraction, it will be equal to 3/3. Why? Because we take all 3 equal parts there. So in place of 1 we can write 3/3, we can write 3/3 and minus 0/3, 0/3. If we keep the denominator the same, 3 minus 0 is 3. So the answer can be 3/3. 1 minus 0/3 can give us 3/3, which will result into 1. Because we didn't take anything from that. 0/3 means we didn't take anything. So the other possible answer that we can write, now we know that in place of 1, we can write 3/3. So I don't need to write 1 again. In place of 1, I can write 3/3 minus 1/3. Because it says write all the possible answers. So 3/3 minus 1/3 will give us 2/3. How? We write the denominators, which is 3, and we subtract the numerator. 3 minus 1 is 2. This is the other possible answer. Again, we continue writing 3/3 minus 2/3 minus 2/3. Now, the denominator is the same. 3 minus 2 is 1. And we have another possible answer also. We can write 3/3 minus 3/3 gives us 0. Why 0? Because 3 minus 3 is 0. Or we can first write it as 0/3, and 0 divided by 3 is 0. We are done with this question also. All the possible answers that we could find is 3/3 or 1, and the other one is 2/3, the other one is 1/3, and the last one is 0/3 or 0. Well, this question is also solved. Let me scroll down. In question 7, here it says, Mariposa buys a t-shirt in the sale. In the sale means it is given discount. Its price is $30 originally. As in the beginning of the video, I said original means the actual price of something or the actual value of something. So here it says its price was $30 originally, but the price is now reduced by 1/3. By 1/3. It means the $30 is divided into three equal parts, and out of those three equal parts, one part is reduced. How much does Mariposa pay for the t-shirt? How much she pays for the t-shirt? How much she pays for the t-shirt? So we can write 1/3 of 30 is reduced. It says the price is now reduced by 1/3. It means she does not have to pay 1/3 of $30. So in this case, if we reduce 1/3, we have to find. So in this case, if we reduce 1/3, we have to find out how much is 1/3 of $30. We can do so by cancellation. So 1 times 3 is 3, and 10 times 3 is 30. 1/3 of 30 is equal to $10. Equal to $10. Because the original price is $30, if we subtract $10 from it, the amount that she has to pay is $20. The amount that she has to pay is $20. We first found out how much 1/3 of $30 is, which is $10 over here. Then we have to reduce it. To reduce means we have to subtract it from the original price, which is $30. So $30 minus $10 is equal to $20. Well, this question is also solved. Let's scroll down to go to question 8. In question 8, it says, 𝐿𝐈𝐻𝐼𝐻 mixes 200 milliliters of orange juice, 200 milliliters of pineapple juice, and 200 milliliters of lemonade. What fraction of a liter is the drink that he makes? What fraction of a liter is the drink that he makes? You know that 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. 1000 milliliter. Now she is mixing 200 orange juice, 200 pineapple juice, and 200 ml of lemonade. So if we add them together, we will have 600 ml out of 1000 ml. By finding this fraction, we can say what fraction of the juice or what fraction of 1 liter juice she has made. To simplify this, we can cancel the zeros here. These two zeros will cancel out these two zeros, and now we have 6/10. 6/10. We can either say she has made 6/10 of 1 liter of drink, or if we simplify and divide it by 3, we cannot divide by 3, we can divide it by 2. And divide it by 2, and this one also divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. We can say she has made 3/5 of 1 liter of drink. 3/5 or 6/10 of 1 liter of drink. We are done with question 8. Let me scroll down to go to question 9. In question 9, it says, use a diagram or a fraction strip to help you check each calculation. Tick the correct answer. If the calculation is incorrect, correct it. So let's do part A of this question. In part A, we have 5/10 plus 4/10 equals 9/10. Because it says use a fraction strip or a diagram, I will use a diagram here. In this diagram, we have cut a whole into 10 equal parts. A whole into 10 equal parts. So now we have 10 equal parts. And we are adding 5/10 plus 4/10. So 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. Let me take a different color. I will take red. Then we have another 4/10, 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10. So if we now show, we have 5/10 plus, and the other one which is shaded red is 4/10. 5/10 and 4/10. So how many 1/10s do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9/10. In this case, part A is answered correctly. Let's go to part B. In part B, we have 5/5 minus 1/5. 5/5 minus 1/5. So again, we can use a diagram. So in this diagram, we cut the whole into 5 equal parts. This whole is showing 5/5. This whole is showing 5/5. Sorry, 5. We have 5/5, not 5/10. So 5/5 minus 1/5. If we take 1/5 away from the whole, how many will be left there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this answer is wrong. This answer is not correct. The correct answer, 5/5 minus 1/5 according to this diagram is equal to 4/5. Why? If we take one of them, which is 1/5, it gives us 4/5. So this one is wrong, and the correct answer for this is 4/5. Part B is solved. Let's go to part C. In part C, we have 3/4 minus 1/4. 3/4 minus 1/4 is equal to 1/2. Let's see if it is equal to 1/2 or not. I can draw the diagram here. I will make it smaller, the diagram, and cut into 4 equal parts. If we have 3/4 of each, 3/4 of each, and reduce 1/4. Let me shade that 1/4 that we reduce in red and reduce this 1/4. How many fourths are left? 2/4. 2/4 are left. And 2/4 is showing half half of the whole. This 2/4 is showing half of 4/4, so this answer is correct. The answer to C is also correct. Let's go on the part D. And part D, it says 3/3 minus 0/3 equals 0/3. This is also not correct. And the diagram here will show why it is not correct. If we cut this whole into 3 equal parts, this one is showing 3/3. It's showing not 3/10. It is showing 3/3. So I can write here 3/3. We have 3/3. If we don't take anything, 0/3 means not anything, not taking anything. What is left here? It is 3/3 that's left because we have not taken anything. 0/3 means we have not subtracted anything. So part D is also solved and the answer was wrong. I can say it was wrong, but I corrected it. In part E, we have 10/10 minus 3/10 equals 1/10. This is also wrong. Let me scroll down so that we should have a bit space here. If we have one whole which is having 10 equal parts, 10 equal parts, so we can cut this into 10 equal parts, into 10 equal parts. Now, out of 10/10, this is 10/10. If we take only 3/10, only 3/10, how many will be left, or what fraction will be left? So this is 1/10 that we take, 2/10, and 3/10. If we take or subtract these 3/10, what tenths are left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The answer is not 1/10. The answer is 7/10. And the diagram clarifies it over here. Well, I hope it makes sense for you. Let's now go to question 10. In question 10, it says, Inaya buys 20 meters of fabric to make some curtains. She uses 9/10 of the fabric. How much fabric is left? How much fabric is left? To clarify this answer, I will use a diagram. To clarify this answer, this diagram is used, and this diagram is also cut into 10 equal parts, Now, out of the 10 equal parts, she uses 9 of them. She uses this fraction. And whatever left is here, which is 1/10. 1/10. So we can write 10/10 minus 9/10 is equal to 1/10. So how many meters of that fabric is shown by 1/10? To find it out, we have to cut or divide 20 meters into 10 equal parts, and one of them is showing 1/10, and that will give the answer to our questions. So 1/10 of 20 meters. 1/10 of 20 meters. If we divide 20 meters into 10 equal parts, we can simplify. 1 times 10 is 10, and 2 times 10 is 20. So the answer is 2 meters. We can say that 2 meters of the fabric is left. Because the question here is asking how much fabric is left. So the answer is 2 meters. So we are done with question 10 as well. And with question 10, we are done with the whole exercise, which is exercise 12.3 of Cambridge Primary Mathematics Workbook 3. I hope it makes sense for you and it helps you answer the given questions. And again, I would like to thank all the 4,000 subscribers. Please make sure to share the video with your friends, your classmates, and if you're a teacher, with your students as well. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're new to my channel, like the video. Have a nice time, and thank you so much.